Why, sweet lord?
I was hoping we got rid of you there.
Oh,
Okay,
damn.
well, sorry.
Oh,
The attempt failed, the troll.
I should just kick them.
Oh, please do.
Kick. Easy.
Oh, I can hear your baby in the background.
Yeah, he started shouting.
He didn't like that you were trying to kick me out. He was like, nah, mate, I'm not having that.
Don't be mean. Don't be fucking mean. Yeah, he's pretty chill. I'm just out of bath with him. It was fun. Very fun. He's a chiller dude. He's just started like yelling and stuff now, so it's like, oh, he's so cute. That's what pinch your cheeks. It's that way that the sections of your brain, so I've heard, that the way love and hate are like so closely connected. That's what it is. Like, see if you really love something, you just want to squeeze it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I feel like. I'm like, I need to not, because that's
you really need to not, because that's not good.
No, not good for baby. Not good for baby at all.
Flexible at that age, it's fine.
They're still grown. Yeah. Anyway, thank you as always for tuning in to the Unofficial Official podcast. This week, again, the terrible trio. We have myself, Trollwithamole. We have Alyx of Eloise music fame.
Hiya.
Yeah. And we have Captain Privilege, or Priv, as he's been known by soon. Yes, Queen. Yeah, how are we all doing, folks?
Good,
it's been about a week.
It's been a long week. I've missed you.
Live, laugh, love.
That's the funny thing. Like, obviously, we'll have a guest on like last week, and we didn't actually get that much chance to talk. I certainly enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed talking to me.
Oh, it was such a good
dynamic. Like, was broke up pretty well, but I really want to talk to him more about ghost stuff. That was fun.
That was really fun.
The ghost cast.
Yes.
And cheers for getting that. By the way, that was a pleasure on my half.
Yeah, so I saw about the lateness. It's literally, I got it Wednesday and I was like, I'm working. I was like, fuck. And I was like, I'm working for the next 3 days. So I was like, yeah, with it being like night shift, I get up at like 3, sometimes 5, depending on how quickly I manage to get to sleep. And then I'm like, well, I'm working in 2 hours, so I need to do dad things.
Yeah.
So, like, the Monday, when we recorded it was late. So I was straight to bed. And then Tuesday I got back and I listened to it and I was like, what the fuck is going on with my mic? And after a wee bit of investigation and snooping, I was like, that was recording through my webcam mic. Like, so at the start, where you can kind of hear me and it sounds alright, I just sound checked it and I was leaning forward towards my mic, my actual snowball mics. But when I moved back, I pulled the mic closer to me. And I was sitting there going, why is the levels like that, man? And I listened back to it. I was spewed. I was like, that's going to be inaudible. I actually can't face that. That's going to make me whitey. So
yeah, it's not
I cut
nice.
it off because the Wednesday was one of our topics. Next to the segued in, the charity live stream that Cruiser and Batch had done that we mentioned.
He's just under $2,000 as well. Congratulations. Well done, guys.
Really well produced. I would totally say it's worth even going back and watching because it was a really well produced 3 years worth of content.
Yeah, the links and stuff will still be there, so you can still donate.
Yeah, and specifically the first hour and a half, what they'd done is they made 6 or 7 videos. I'm pretty sure it was 6, which they would cut away to. So there was they'd done a Fall Guys IRL challenge at the Ninja Warriors studio type thing. No studio. It's like a wee mock-up. It's like a mock-up one indoors, for one of the guys that won it. Some UK guy that won it, but he took a bunch of Scottish YouTubers and done that. That was funny. They'd split that into 3 parts, but then they had individual videos for other creators and mixed wee collab stuff, just daft questions, and then they had picture competition and just the way it all actually mapped out was really well polished. And the fact they were just sat on a couch in a well lit room, and there's somebody else behind the cameras doing everything they need to do, and it's all essentially automated to some degree.
Shout out to Pete. Some man.
I'm sure he had more than a couple because he kept got the production team. Was it good but you know what? Hands down, it genuinely kind of renewed my passion a wee bit. I remember thinking a good few years ago now when we first started making content like that was the type of stuff that is missing. Why isn't there this highly polished, well-produced content coming out on these platforms. And now, obviously, that was to some degree a one-off because that was a charity live stream. You put a lot of effort and months of work into that. But, oh man, just the way it went, how smooth it went, how good it looked, I was like, fucking yes, man. So, yeah, a bit of a boost for that. I was quite chuffed. I enjoyed that. But that's, again, so I got involved in that on the Wednesday, and that's why I didn't end up getting the fucking podcast uploaded. I handed it to Troll with the weekend. And I was working crazy hours all weekend, so that was fun.
Always good, always good.
How's college, uni? Sorry, I keep calling it college. That's really bad.
That's okay. It's good. I've got so many essays to do.
Musical essays, the best type of music.
We love the essays, and we love the no performance now because of the corona.
You get no performance at all.
Yeah, you can't be next to each other.
No, to be fair though, so me and my band, we can book practice rooms as often as we want and go and sit in a practice room together, and like
That's
just
stupid.
jam, but you can't like jam in front of anyone else.
I suppose they're probably going down the same kind of thought path as not having music in pubs, because it encourages like singing along and shit, and then if people sing along, it's spreading the disease.
Or it's probably because the practice rooms tend to usually be no bigger than the size of like a small living room, with a lack of air conditioning, carpets all over the walls, and people get sweaty.
I'd imagine they probably, when you're doing your performances, I'd imagine it's not in the practice rooms.
No.
Because it's not practice. It's the performance.
Performed to 2-3 folks sitting in the corner, definitely not doing illegal substances, sitting watching.
We would never do any illegal substances. I do not want to know what you're talking about.
I'm speaking from my personal experience. I'm not university educated. I'm not higher educated like that.
See, I am, obviously very highly educated, and I would never.
Because of all the education.
Because of all, yeah.
Because you know better.
Well, so what have you been up to this week? How are you doing?
Work and trying to get a sleeping pattern set, which is quite hard. So I'm thinking like 2 p.m. wake up every day and then just make it a reg thing so that my body's used to it, which will be fun. I'm considering getting a new mic, the Elgato Wave 3. You can use that, which is pretty cute. It's got a lot of kind of built-in software, and it's like a mixer as well with the software they've got, which is really fucking cool. But yeah, like coming back to motivation, I was looking at me and the good boy JLB Matt chatting last night. We were talking about kind of different styles and stuff, and I was like, I've made videos before for college that I really enjoyed, and there was one that went back to, and I was like, shit, I was like, this is like, not to blow my own horn, but I was like, this is like really well produced. I was like, I like everything about it because I made it and I'm perfect and flawless. And I was like, man, I'm gonna start like actually doing content like that, where it's more about what you see and less about the kind of content. So I've got some stuff planned, which I'm quite looking forward to. Quite a lot. Should be fun.
Elaborate. What do you mean, like more on what you see?
So a lot of content is stick the camera there, talk to camera, put stuff out, done. Whereas the video that I was referring to, it's and basically a kind of promo for a barbershop, and there's a lot of like different shots, close up, zooms, pans, and it's just like it runs really well together.
There's a lot more post production and like stock footage and
so it's a lot more different shots put together instead of just the one shot and kind of talk to the camera and cut back and cut forward. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Should be quite fun.
I mean, that even for me, like with that charity stream, the fact he had all this other content lined up meant that he was on for like 5-10 minutes at a time. He's going hard at whatever he's talking about. 90% of the time he was just reading off donations of folk in the chat because it was so lively. But the fact you could cut away to something else that's even more polished, like just that simple function to me made it so much more show-like. You know what I mean? It's like you say, like with production quality, like it is the bog standard thing is just to get a webcam or a camera of some kind and record yourself playing or doing something. There's nothing wrong with that per se, but I think there's definitely a time to evolve. What about doing a live? Are you allowed to live stream your jams, Alyx?
Yeah, we are allowed to, but I think we're not maybe at that point yet. Like, we've got like a handful of songs that are like pretty fucking good, but not enough to do like, you know, an hour and a half live stream, whatever, which is what you need to do. What?
You just stick it in the corner and like let folk listen to you practice.
Yeah.
Nah, perfectionist me, yeah.
And I actually am. It's actually so bad.
Nah, I feel you. Like,
someone came into our rehearsal today and it just went to shit because me and one of the band members were like proper perfectionists. We were like, nah, we literally can't, mate. Like, what are you saying? And then I was like, nah, it'll be fine. And it was just so uncomfortable. But it's going good.
I've always found that, like, we should do I've done my music hires. See, sitting in front of one person who's sitting at a desk jotting notes down of what you're playing.
Oh, and at
that point, I'd played in front of hundreds of folk and did not give a flying, just rolling about the stage like an idiot, making a total pleb of myself, but really thoroughly enjoying it. And then get in front of one person, like, uh-oh.
No, but getting in front of one person and playing or whatever is so much harder than playing in front of like a couple hundred.
It's intimate.
Yeah, it's a faceless mass if there's loads, but it's like, I can see the judgment in your face.
Yeah.
It feels cheesy.
Our first band practice, right, we all just sort of like sat and giggled at each other for like an hour because we were just like, this is so uncomfortable. I've only met you like the last week.
Yeah, because of the lack of drugs, because of the higher education.
Because we're higher education, we don't do such things.
That shouldn't make that a thing. It genuinely makes it sound like you're some sort of druggie.
I'm really not a druggie. Dad, I don't do drugs.
No, you taught them well.
But yeah, no, we just sat and giggled at each other for like an hour. That was band practice number 1. It's a bit easier now. We get shit done.
Yeah, it's all about practice and getting comfortable and be like, yeah, if I fuck up, I don't feel embarrassed because you're probably gonna fuck up as well at some point. So
yeah, the amount of times we will like be in the middle of a song and someone will voice crack and we'll just fucking piss ourselves. It's beautiful.
I really want to like. Speaking of like production as well and the music side of things, like for about 10, 15 years now, I've found it remarkable the lack of work done to advance the medium as a whole, but specifically so like music videos.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't there like multiple choice albums? Why isn't there like way more movie music videos? Like Beyonce done it before then. You had like The Who with Tommy the musical.
Oh mate, Tommy is sick.
But the fact there's like a lack of like, I don't know, linear storytelling or musical crossover with a lot of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, you could name plenty.
Yeah.
But I always find it really weird. Like, have you thought about filming anything yet? Is it that far at all?
No, we're not.
Any music videos?
Nah, mate, not at the minute. At the minute, we just sort of fuck about and play some songs.
I always had the idea for like, I really want to make like, say if you had like a 5-track EP.
Yeah.
And it's quite literally multiple choice. So like the first video is the same, but at the end of that video, you get 2 choices, left or right. One or 2. And then the next song potentially either has 2 videos for it, or going further than that, you could quite literally make it like an interactive album where your choices determine what song comes next.
Yeah.
Or what version of the album or EP that you hear, what mix of songs, that way you got replayability, and then people are going to be going back and go, oh, here's how I played it. Here's how I listened to it,
Yeah, it's like that.
Like Bandersnatch.
Yeah, that's
music.
the one I was about to say. Bandersnatch. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like that to me would be so much more interesting.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, I just sat and watched Moonchild by Nikki from 88 Rising. It's Joji's label, and they put out like fucking the full album essentially, but it's all done as one long kind of expressive dance music video narrative thing. on the one set, but with loads of lights and props and extras and stuff. It was quite cool. It wasn't the coolest, but by the end of it, I felt it was kind of losing its way a bit. Was it really making a whole lot of sense? But it turned me on to their music. It turned me on to their album, and I'll be damned if it isn't one of the best albums.
Yeah.
Like, I've listened to it about 30 times in about 2 weeks. Literally. But just even got that wee bit of effort though. Gave me the impetus to go, you know what, I'm going to check this out. I'm going to listen to this entire thing. I'm going to watch it and kind of go, what the hell is that? Because expressive dance to me never really hits the mark, but just depends who's doing it and how they're doing it, I suppose. But
yeah, man, I don't know. Music is so subjective as well, isn't it? Like, this is what we were talking about earlier, because obviously with these essays and shit, it's like, well, you're meant to be writing about kind of your thoughts on all the technical shit about music, but it's like, what if my thoughts do not correlate with whoever fucking is marking its thoughts? Send help.
I don't understand. I got an advanced IRC and I will never understand it. I done exactly what I was asked to do when writing about it, and essentially what that person who's marked that has told me that no, I was wrong. But what I wrote about my music is because we're literally just tasked with writing the meaning of the song and what every part symbolised and what the lyrics symbolised and that's exactly what I done, and I got to see.
You should have.
Makes no sense, does it?
You should have just wrote music about eating ass and pussy, and then see when they say it, just like, I just love eating ass and pussy. And then if they try and mark you down, you're like, nah, that's the meaning of the song. I just love ass. What? It's like, you heard me. Fucking fight me.
Well, speaking of ass, and they've been in any coof parties lately?
Only all of them ever. Nah, man, I literally left the house for the first time in quite a while. Yesterday went to a shopping centre, shan't be named. Got some shopping, did some things, and then come home, and it was like, I hate wearing masks. And then the wife was like, yeah, I wear them every single time I leave, and I have to do it quite often. I'm like, that's a shame for you. Yeah, it's terrible. Glad I didn't have to.
That the first time I exited the humble abode, and I don't know, felt kind of naked, and I put the mask on. I was like, felt even more like awkward. Walked into a local shop and did not follow the taped lines on the bottom, and somebody else was following suit in front of me, did the wrong thing, and the lassie behind the till was just like, excuse me. I was like, oh no, you're a redneck. Thankfully she was too busy having a go at the 40-year-old lassie in front of me, so I just sort of like awkwardly dodged in the back of like, yeah, obviously. But I was right in the middle of doing the exact same thing.
So yeah, I think some people are taking it too seriously. Like, you need to follow these sticky lines. Like, dude, I'm the only person in the fucking shop.
This is what I don't understand.
Give me a break. Come on.
Window.
So if you're in the student union, right, you can sit at one end of the bar, and it's a shorter distance between you and the toilet, right? If you don't follow the lines than if you do follow the lines. If you do follow the lines, then you have to walk past more people. And it's like, well, I could literally just stick by this wall, not breathe near anyone, and go to the loo, but no, I have to walk around fucking 70 people.
It's just the wee things that people like overlook. I got some genius walking through a place where I may or may not work, and he had a bag full of flapjacks that his wife had made, and they brought in.
Aww.
But he literally has just a bag that he's walking around the entire factory.
It's an Asda bag.
May not be a factory, and people are just putting their mitts in and taking bits, like trying to offer me. And I'm like, no, man.
My
cheers.
Corona.
He's looking at me like there was something wrong with me. I'm like, bro, come on, man.
That's where out of politeness you go, and then bin it, and then wash your hands.
He just licks my hand and just slowly tried to put it in the bag.
Oh, no, mate.
Maybe he hates all his work, his colleagues, or he's one of those people who believes that everyone should just get it already, so it's over and done with. And he's like, honey, you've had a persistent cough and you can't taste it. Could you just cough it in this bag for me?
Still herd mentality, herd immunity, but same thing. Like, it's really, it's funny because it's like, again, we're in this same situation as last time, where they're like, oh, we're going to lock it back down. Everyone get locked down in there. Nobody can spread the COVID. And then all that is going to happen is they're going to have to let everybody out to shop at Christmas at the height of winter. What do you think is going to happen? What happened last time? Oh, we'll just randomly open all the pubs and clubs and stuff and all the shops again right around summer, right after the edge of summer. We're going to uni and all the rest of it. Yeah, there's going to be a mad dash to get back out there and do it all. And this is like, man, it's going to happen again. Or November.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. So, they're telling us, obviously, we can go home for Christmas still. But we're not allowed to, like, see people that live in the same building as us still.
Wow.
And yeah, it's weird, man. Like, for legal reasons, this didn't happen. But if I were to have had someone in my flat, we may not have got stuck in the flat for like 2 hours because security was stood outside talking to someone for like 2 hours. And we were like, we can't leave.
No.
That's quite bad security if they're standing outside a flat for 2 hours. Like, what if a flat a floor up is getting robbed and they're not watching the cameras?
No, so obviously I live in like a block of flats, right? So it's like a fat block of flats, and they were stood like outside the block talking to other people that live in this block with me, and I was like texting my mate that was downstairs like, has he fucking gone yet, mate, because we need to leave. We were in here for like an hour and a half. It was well awkward.
I love it. I think this is just absolute height of idiocracy we're in right now. Everyone's still scrambling and arguing about stuff. It's what a time to be alive. Yeah. It's so fun.
Well, it's the thing of like,
sorry, you go.
We're not allowed. So technically, we're not allowed to socialise outside of our flats unless we're in class, and then it's like you kind of do the weird thing where it's like, do you live in the same flat? And it's like, no, but we're in the same course and the same this and that and the other, and we see each other all fucking day every day. So what difference does it make me seeing them now when we see them tomorrow morning, where I basically sit on top of them?
Breathe the same definitely breathe the same air, but if they've got it, I've got it. If I've got it, they've got it.
Exactly.
And we're gonna give it to you, asshole. Leave us alone.
I really liked the new Bring Me the Horizon album dropped, and it is absolutely slapping. What the hell is it called? A survival horror story. Is it Parasite Eve or? I think that's just one of the songs. So I'll look it up now, but mate, it's absolutely slapping. Like every other song is proper, just like the virus is coming. This is the end. It's like yes. I don't know why, but I get proper hyped. I say that post-human survival horror. Second song's called Parasite Eve.
That's a great game, by the way. If you've never played it,
well, I figured it was probably somewhat of a reference.
Parasite Eve is a phenomenal game. It doesn't really. It's not to do a virus, but it's a good game.
Yeah.
They've got like a bunch of collaborations. Like they've got a song called Obey that is absolutely slamming, but borderline sounds like an anti-masker song. Anthem when you hear it. It's like Obey. That Youngblood. Everyone's so hot right now. Youngblood. He's there. That Youngblood's on it. They've done one with Baby Metal, which is actually good. Kingslayer! It's so fun. The Nova feature Nova Twins. I don't know what Nova Twins was, but it sounded pretty cool. And Amy Lee from Evanescence fame.
Nah, mate. What?
Yeah, mad like piano, dark, orchestral piece at the end of the album. It's quite cool. It's weird, but you know. Yeah. That's Bring Me the Horizon and Amy Lee Oyer, to be honest. But fun times, content, guys.
Content.
I feel really bad for them though, because it's like there's a new album and it's like, well, what are you gonna do with it?
You're going to. To be fair, there is more people who are at home now to listen to it, so they might get more money overall from like Spotify and streaming services.
I think the fact that like they've turned this over like almost like a half a year like since the last album, so it's and the fact they've got so many collaborations to me reeks of like actual bands sitting down going, Kim, we always said we wanted to do that, or Kim, I really wanted to reach out to them. Let's do it now.
Yeah.
Booyah, Ken. So that's fun. That's exciting, Marin. That's what I want to see as well. Well, a lot more creators and streamers and stuff like that. Hopefully there'll be a lot more time to.
I'm excited to get my shit together and get back into creating content, because it's been a little minute, and I'm kind of raring to go now. I'm like, you know what?
Good.
I've done break and write some stuff. I've written some songs. I just need to record them. Buzzing. We're doing well.
Yeah, I now have Sony Vegas, which is cool, so I can edit without using open software, which is kind of trash. Like, see when I edit the podcast weekly. So obviously I don't do much tech because it's just an audio podcast. So I put, the channel number, the title, stick it up at the front, and then I change it to who's on it. Easy done.
It's the wrong channel number.
I think you'll find if you go and have a look, it's not Priv.
I think you'll find you put 41.
I think you find if you go and look at it though, Priv.
Oh, you changed it since then.
I made mistakes I can fix.
We don't have problems here, Troll. We have solutions.
Exactly. Yeah, so the it's like not open broadcaster software because that's OBS. It's open shot something or other. But anytime I put an image in it and then stretch it and then like change it so it goes over a space of time, if I try and play it back, it crackles. So it's really fun when you're doing an audio podcast. You press play and it goes, hello guys and welcome to, it's like, oh my God.
Nightmare.
So that's it's a pain. So it'd be nice to use some software that, I really fucking hope it doesn't do that. I really hope it doesn't do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying some editing and just doing stuff. Like I've reached out to a mate of mine that I'm going to work on some stuff with. Should be fun.
Ooh. Is there anything we're allowed to know, or is it all hush at the minute?
I don't want to say too much because I know what I'm like.
Okay.
But if I say I'll do it and people know about it, I get that sense of, yeah, I did it without actually doing it. And then I lose motivation. So I'm like, no, I'm gonna keep it in the back burner. I'm gonna work on it, and then when I start it, then I'll talk about it. I'll talk about it then.
Okay, I look forward to it.
Should be fun.
Priv, content-wise, what you got going on?
I'm a bit at a crossroads at the moment. It's kind of awkward. Where I'm Late Night Patter, the monthly show for Great Scotland, the late night show. I may or may not have the guest that I was assured I would have. So usually what I've done with the first show is I kind of based a lot of the questions and the content around the guests.
Yeah.
And just like shot a couple of daffy peripheral stuff. And that's what I aim to do with this one. However, if that singular guest is not on, then that kind of blows all of that out the water.
Yeah.
So I've decided to kind of try and play it a bit safe and make evergreen stuff as well as having a wee bit referential stuff there. And obviously, like, hope for the best, prepare for the worst kind of scenario. So I'll be prepared for both eventualities. But besides that, me get good internet finalies and 2 birthdays.
Hopefully.
So I should very much be able
in 2 Earth days.
Stram. Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
Remember the 5th of November,
I know. Yeah.
And it better work because Late Night Patter's on the 7th. So and we've got community game night with numbers for Great Scotland on the Friday, the 1st of. So that's going to be my weekend pretty much laid out for me. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing Late Night Patter, but I need to figure out some sort of streaming plan and stuff. I've got a lot of stuff I want to get done first before I start streaming, like just pre-production for said streaming, because I really didn't just want to be streaming. I've always had plans.
How did it go?
No, again, something like Troll here nails it. You watch a Troll stream, you feel like you're sitting.
We feel like you just. I mean, we are best pals, but you feel like you're his best pal.
Busy mates,
like, isn't it?
When I'm sitting prattling away and forgetting that I'm even streaming it, points, but just the one thing constantly because the PS4 will not let you switch up games and stuff. It's like, right, that's not
if you switch games, it goes quite wrong. And
That's
it
a
tries to
shame.
reload it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, for God's sake. Yeah.
But
Do you know the big thing that annoys me about streaming, right? And this is a minor thing that's very personal to me. I want to have some sort of automation where my Twitter profile picture changes from my normal one to a little red circle around it that says live. That is all I want, right? And I cannot for the fucking life of me figure out a way to do it. There's an option in Stream Deck. The only way that I can see it is manually logging into Twitter, changing my profile pic. And it's like, no, because I'll forget to change it back or I'll forget to do it. And I don't want it manual. I want it automatic. I want it on as part of my Stream Deck. I push a button, it does that. I've already got it set up so it does a tweet. You know, it goes up, it posts in a couple of places, it comes up, and I'm live. It's great. But I just want it to change the profile picture as well. That's all I want. So if anyone knows how to do that, let me know. If you don't,
too much. You know not of what you ask.
I've honestly been looking for a solution for this for quite a while. I bet there's a way to do it with like links and stuff through Stream Deck and like make it type and stuff, but I just want an easier solution. Like, that's all I want. It's dead annoying. Pain in my life.
It's like weird as well. Like, I've got that Stream Deck. It plugs in to OBS, no problem, but it won't allow you to move the window into OBS. I mean, know that you need it, but just why? It annoys me.
What do you mean?
Put anything else in.
What do you mean move the window into OBS?
So like you get window when you get OBS, you've got several different quote unquote windows. You've got your Twitch stream, you've got your sources and your scenes window, you've got XYZ stuff, and certain plugins that you run with OBS will just open another window. You can actually attach them as a separate little window inside your setup. Yeah. But this, for whatever reason, just won't. I mean, it doesn't matter because essentially having the Stream Deck, having the Stream Deck, having that eliminates the need for it to see it. But when it screws up and you're sitting there like, the last time with the late night pattern, I had it all nailed, I had it all pre-programmed like days before. But I ran a wee test on the Friday night, Kirsty no bother, and I thought I'll test it again a couple of hours before the show, and I tested it, I went to fuck. Because I tried it on the Friday night, I couldn't quite see what had the effects it had done. Yeah. But thankfully, because I'd done it a couple of hours before, all I had to do was sort of reboot it all and have a closer look at when I was pushing buttons and whatnot. Yeah, I'm a very big fan of the Stream Deck. It's so good. I've literally got a folder of programs that I use set up so I can just tap them and they open. So I've got like Spotify, Firefox, Discord, Audacity. I've got the Epic Game Launcher because I always forget to check it for the free games. So I just tap that, it comes up, download the free games, it's lit. I've also got Final Fantasy 14. That's actually the very first app because I'm trying to get into it more. And a couple of my busy mates, my other busy mates, not you guys obviously, my IRL school friend busy mates, they are desperate for me to get like balls deep in it and love it as much as they do. Yeah, man.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, 27 years old, 28 and what day is it? The first, second today? What's the date today?
It's the...
Third, a week. 28 in a week, and I've still got some friends from school, yeah.
Oh, mate, our birthdays are so close, and I always forget that.
Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday
to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us.
Just don't blow on the cake like Kendall Jenner.
No.
Bro, that was literally one of the pictures. The waiter brought the cake out with a mask on. The only one wearing a mask was the waiter. And Kendall's bent over this waiter holding the cake as the waiter's leaning back. It's just like wear big silicone lips that probably didn't actually seal. Just keep it big.
Nah, mate. My corona.
Honestly.
Don't spray, baby.
Good fun, though. Yeah. Good fun. I wonder if I'll ever get back to that. Just spitting at people.
Ew. No, let's not. Let's not spit at people.
Play that when you were a wee young lad? No?
No, not really.
Kind of scummy thing to do.
The concept of people breathing and no.
Concept of people breathing. Wow.
It's just disgusting to me now. Like I'm just like, can you not? Like, can you just breathe over the head, please?
If people actually sit anywhere near me, I just won't give them a look.
Honestly, like fucking come near me, and I'm like, no. Back the fuck up, 2 meters, bitch.
It's one of your mates, you're dapping them up, like, hey, what's happening, bro?
Because I don't do that. Everyone here thinks I'm a hard ass because I don't cuddle anyone. And I'm like, I just don't want to touch you because you might have germs.
I've got a weird suspicion that this isn't a COVID thing.
So, Alex is the V in the bubble.
Is that the sound of a nail being hit on the head?
It could be.
Yeah, I can't blame you, man. People are disgusting.
Everyone is disgusting, and no.
Yeah, we're just big walking bags of germs. Naturally.
I got offered a roll-up cigarette, right? And the person had rolled it and obviously licked it, and I was like, I can't smoke that. You fucking licked it. Not that I smoke, Dad. I love you.
No.
all the dirty stoners too. They must be having a hell of a time.
Honestly, it's just like, no. Don't lick things. Don't breathe near me. Just go away. But yeah. I'm going to save so much fucking money, though, in this lockdown.
Amen to that.
Amen to that. Because I won't be
out. Because you can't drink?
I won't be drinking. Yeah. So I will save so much money.
Not the usual restaurant haunts, and certainly not any of the cinema that I would have. To be fair, I'm not a huge cinema rat these days, but I would have definitely gone and seen Tenet.
Yeah.
And I do reckon there's 1 or 2 coming in the next wee while that I probably would have seen had they been out at the cinema. The Scarlet Witch things really bother me because that film's like the Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, same colour, different animal.
What?
But Black Widow was the only female Avenger, really.
Yes.
To begin with, from the beginning, shall we say.
In the beginning.
And after 24, 25, 26 films, she finally gets her own film, and it's been in development hell for about a year because of this shit. They do not want to pull the trigger on releasing it.
Yeah.
Which actually means we've pretty much been like a year without any Marvel content at this.
Yeah.
It was literally like Endgame was the end game.
End game?
That's it.
Oh.
So, I'll be really interested to see what happens with that release-wise in movies and stuff. Because I heard Disney were, after the whole Mulan fiasco, they've got another film coming that's some sort of animation type film, but they're just going to put it out on Disney Plus. Which leads me to believe you'll probably see that same sort of model going forward, like Black Widow and stuff like that. So this could literally be like the death of cinema.
It likely will.
I mean, I think you're always going to have some sort of viewing cinema, and it'll probably recycle back round for a while. I'll just go indie showings and renting it out for old showings and old films to very sense. Because to be quite honest, if Hollywood has any sense, they will hand out as much reels as they can to cinemas and go, there you go, just have them.
Yeah.
Just
play that. Both are interest for you to, be alive and remain.
A wide array of shit, and just show it constantly. Get out about the social medias and get folk voting locally. If we ever get back out again, Ken. But I don't know. I think your streaming services are going to be it. which will rook the hell out of us because there's no way you can subscribe to everything at once.
Yeah, that's the most frustrating bit. It's kind of.
I mean, I can't afford Disney Plus.
You get 6 months. You can get 6 months free Disney Plus.
Oh no, I have the 6 months free because I watched Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
What?
Because the second series has come out, hasn't it?
Oh my god, yes it has.
It has.
Baby Yoda show.
But honestly, it's so good. It's so like spoiler alert a wee bit, but the start of this second season is just actual ass kicking straight, but like quite a dirty, gritty way as well. Like some guy kind of gets tied up and left for dead.
Oh.
And it's quite literally just Mandalorian. Like that's like the opening scene, the Mandalorian just walking away and letting somebody get munched. You're like, oh, with the baby.
Mm-hmm.
Mate. But I love that shit. I'm all about that. All about it.
We do love it.
Love it.
Well, I think now would probably be as good a time as ever to wrap it up because I can hear the sugar slowly working its way out of Alyx's system. And Troll, having had a bath, is fully prepared for a lengthy
candles.
night shift.
At least we know he doesn't smell.
But I mean, it depends. That really depends on. Do I go in the bath and wash my son and just sit in the water like an animal? I just go, yeah, man. This still has swim.
It smells like baby dirt.
Yeah, man. I never thought I'd say it, but babies are lit. Probably because he's mine, though.
Probably could be.
Best baby ever. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. Pleasure as always. Yeah, next week we should hopefully have had something happen in the world that we can discuss.
Yes.
What could that possibly be like?
I wonder.
Oh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Should be fun. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a nice day, nice week, nice evening, nice morning, whenever you listen to this podcast. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.